For my culture video, I'm going to focus on the New Orleans culture, and that entails talking about both Cajun and Creole ethnic groups. So for the culture perspective of New Orleans, the location and relevant history, New Orleans sits at the southern region of Louisiana. The culture is a product of many different heritages and historical events blended together. Primarily talking about the cuisine, it is derived from Cajun and Creole groups, but we'll get into that in a minute. The Cajuns are French colonists who settled in Acadia, now known as Nova Scotia. In the 1600s, Acadians refused to adhere to British rule after Britain took over Canada, so many of them were forced to move. Many found acceptance in Louisiana because there was already a strong Catholic and French heritage background. The term Cajun derives from Acadia. There are many definitions that define Creoles, but generally, they are the French, Spanish, and Portuguese European groups that mixed with other ethnic groups like Africans, Caribbeans, Islanders, and Americans. Currently, more than 12% of the current Louisiana population has French ancestry, and the majority of that group resides in New Orleans. But altogether, the city's population is made up of all the groups within the Cajun and Creole ethnicities. Regarding religion and family structure, about 65% of the population is religious and 36% are Catholic, so more than half of those people share the same religion. One of the traditional health practices seen in New Orleans is voodoo. It was introduced to the region with the African diaspora. What voodoo is a religious practice that incorporates aspects of Catholicism and Christianity. It includes prayers to saints and angels, and there is use of holy water, candles, and incense. There is a belief in one God but many spirits. Voodoo is used for spiritual healing and overall for good health, wealth, and success. Moving on to traditional food habits. There are a variety of ingredients and common foods that New Orleans is known for. There's gumbo, jambalaya, dirty rice, and there are slight differences in that preparation between the Creoles and the Cajuns. Key ingredients include rice, which has been grown in Louisiana since the 1700s, red beans, tomatoes, which are strictly Creole, eggplant, pork products, pecans, which are native to Louisiana. Okra is an African contribution to the realm of New Orleans ingredients, and we see it often used in gumbo and other dishes. Spices and foods are well-known characteristics in New Orleans, and this is parallel with the location of the production of Tabasco. It is made in the bayous from chili peppers, vinegar, and other spices. So I already know the Cajuns and Creoles are similar in that they both have French roots. However, there are a few things that make them distinct from one another. Cajuns are primarily farmers, fishermen, herders. They are really self-sufficient. Their cuisine is more like country food, whereas Creoles are more city food. Not all Cajun foods are spicy, but that is definitely one prominent feature. While Creole food feature powders like paprika and have more of a sweet aspect to them, Cajun is made from lard or oil, and flour and Creole rocks is made from butter and flour. Acadia had a scarcity of dairy product, and that is why there is a difference in preparation. And finally, in gumbo, there's no tomatoes in proper Cajun cooking, but we do see tomatoes, or we do put tomatoes in Creole gumbo dish. The difference we see between the two methods stem from the fact that Creoles had access to local markets and they had servants to cook their foods. Cajuns lived off the lands and generally cooked everything in one large pot. Meal composition and cycles are very similar to the rest of the nation. We see meats, vegetables, starches, a lot of rice, but seafood and spices are also a part of meals, probably more than some locations in the U.S. Typically, people in New Orleans eat 3 meals a day, with dinner being the largest meal. Food is really important in society on one special occasions because it is a big part of the culture. The city is known for a huge Mardi Gras celebration every year. There are other events in Louisiana, seafood festivals, music is a big part of the occasions, with jazz being a culture influence from the African ethnic group. Food ingredients we see during the occasions: crawfish, shrimp, fish, seafood, chicken, pecan, dessert, then the signature gumbo and jambalaya dish, too. That's just a few of them. For therapeutic uses of food, I would say that people consume the New Orleans diet conveniently because many of the ingredients have beneficial health properties. Many dishes feature onions, and onions have been proven to fight diseases and cancer with the anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and antiviral characteristics. Tomatoes, seen more in Creole foods, are great antioxidants filled with vitamins A and C. Peppers are rich in vitamins A, C, and K. Cayenne peppers are one of the widely used spices, and they have high amounts of vitamins and minerals. Their heat helps people burn fat. Food habits in the U.S. Adaptation of food habits had to happen as many cultures assimilated to one, particularly with American culture. New Orleans natives eat 3 times a day like most Americans, as mentioned earlier. The city also has American chain restaurants like Popeyes, McDonald's, so traditional American foods are widely consumed in this region, too, like hamburgers, fried chicken, and hot dogs. The nutritional status in New Orleans is on a par, and according to New Orleans Health Department 2013 report, only 19% of the residents consume the necessary 5 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. This may have a large part to do with New Orleans having a low access to fresh nutritional foods. 29% are also inactive. The adult obesity rate is at 30%, and chronic diseases such as diabetes and cardiovascular disease are above the national average. New Orleans does have an influence on the U.S. diet. Cajuns applied their French background of cooking to the ingredients that were available in their environments, so they are really recognized and respected as some of the best regional cooking in America. It is definitely one of the best unique cuisines. Influences are seen in surrounding and neighboring states, with cayenne pepper being used in various ways, and a lot of restaurants featuring Cajun dishes, sauces, and more. First, you chop up the sausages, smoked sausages. Second, you put 3 cups of water in the pot. Third, you put a cap of cooking oil into the pot. Fourth, you let the water come to a boil. Fifth, when the water comes to a boil, that's when you dump the rice and the sausages into the pot and stir it up. Then you put the cap on the pot. 6, leave the cap on the pot for 25 minutes. Stir it up occasionally, but make sure to leave the cap on the pot. 7, take the cap off the pot and leave it off for 5 minutes and stir it up occasionally. 8, it's done. 9, that's when you add your seasoning. You use garlic powder, porcelain, seasoning salt. My favorite, Tony's, the Creole seasoning, is made in Louisiana, and that should get the job done.